What's going on, guys? So we are still out here in Detroit at the Ford Proving Grounds. Ford has brought me out here to show you guys some of the new trucks that are now available. 2023 Super Duty. A lot of changes. I mean, it's pretty much an all-new truck. There's a very little that's actually remained the same. But one thing that I absolutely love is that still offered in an F450. Previous video, we filmed this bad boy right here, an F450 regular cab truck, XL package. This is the work truck trim. Has over 6,000 pounds of cargo capacity, pulling a 40,000 pound trailer, 48,000 pound gross vehicle combined weight rating on both of these. It's crazy. But now we're gonna hop into the luxury hauler. This is a Ford F450 Limited, high output power stroke, 6.7 liter. 1,200 pound-feet of torque. 1,200 pound-feet of torque. That's insane. 500 horsepower. And we're going to be hauling, what are we hauling today? 30,000?
30,000 pound pintle for you today.
30,000 pound pintle. So this trailer, combined weight of the trailer and everything on it is 30,000 pounds. Kaufman trailer, hooked up to a Gen Y hitch with a pintle setup. This is a heck of a trailer, and you can tell it's heavy because you can actually see the tires compressing down. Triple axle trailer, F450. This is a good combination. Guys, hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, so I know everyone's gonna wanna know, what is the payload capacity of this F450 Limited? My guess is gonna be, I'm gonna say 4,500 pounds. Let's see. Wow, it's actually above 4,851 pounds. That is very impressive, but check out that interior. This is one absolutely beautiful truck. You wanna talk about like the ultimate tow vehicle, you're looking at it right here. And a lot of people say, well, I'd get something like this, but I want a hauler bed. Well, you can actually do that. You can get a 450 and you can put a hauler bed on it. You can get a 450 chassis cab. You can put a hauler bed on it. But the reason why people typically like pickup truck beds is because it's one huge storage box. When you go to hauler beds, you kind of lose some of that because you have little individual pockets and compartments. Whereas a pickup truck bed, you can put a cover on it and you have one huge storage area to keep things out of the rain, dry, and just not accessible by typical people walking by it. This is one beautiful setup. Anything you want to talk about in this truck before we hit the road?
Yep, so you got the 6.7 liter high output diesel, right? So this is the limited trim, comes standard with the 6.7 high output.
Yep. And the designation, I'm sorry, when you see it red that means it's the high output.
Yep. The base engine gets the black, yep. So this one here has the 430 rear end, commercial tires, 19.5, same as the other truck you drove. This is obviously, you went from the XL trim to the limited, so we go from the bottom to the top. So this one has power up, down gate. We're not going to let it go all the way because it's going to hit. You see we have our ruler here on the tailgate. We have our park aid sensors plus cameras up here, step. So you just saw what happened here. So this is part of the reason why we wanted to bring a better bed access story for the customers. So boom, boom, right in the bed, right? And this truck here does not have it, but we offer a deployable step also to make that one additional step between the ground and the bumper here to help you get in and out.
And you do that back here, but you also do it on the side step as well, correct?
Absolutely. So if you had a fifth wheel or a gooseneck trailer, this makes it very easy to step up here and pull your kingpin in, or put your safety straps in, or even connect your electrical connections in the back of the truck too.
Very cool.
So it just offers another very easy solution, and we've heard from our customers already that don't know how I ever live without it.
Yep.
So,
and this truck being a limited, it's going to have just about every conceivable feature you put on a truck.
Basically got everything you can get on a truck.
Checks all the boxes.
Got it all. Right?
He mentioned 430 gear ratio. That is the only gear ratio that's available in the 450 pickup truck.
That's correct.
Yep. I know if you move to a chassis cab truck, there's some other options, I believe.
Right.
But in the pickup truck lineup, 430 is all you're going to get on this one, which is perfectly fine. It's been tuned very well.
It's a tower. Yep.
Yep. Anyways, enough talking. Let's hop in this beast.
Let's get in the truck. Let's go.
Okay, so we are sitting inside of the cab of this absolutely beautiful limited. Wow, this is number 5.
Yep.
That is really cool. You got your VIN here. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I believe this is a patented thing. You guys told me this is really cool for cup holders. You don't know how handy that comes in when you have a large tumbler.
Fourth one, and I have a big Yeti bottle that I put right there, and it fits right in. Yep. And we have our new wireless charging pad here, which goes in the vertical orientation. There's also an additional storage down here, and some people have commented that, hey, I'm missing something. But what's happened here is you put your phone in here and you run your cords up through these holes.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can stick your phone in there and leave your phone in the vertical orientation.
Well, and from this angle, I couldn't see the holes, but when I tilt forward slightly, you can see the holes.
Yeah,
that's
it
actually
works
brilliant.
Really good, so you don't break your cable off while you're driving down the road. So, yep, that
And
works good.
you know what? You're seeing some manufacturers decontent their trucks from things that they don't think you need, like 12-volt outlets.
Yep.
You know, I hate to say this, but my Denali has no 12-volt outlets in it anymore. I can't plug any 12-volt item. And some people are like, well, why do you need it? You do. There's still a lot of stuff that requires 12-volt plugs
Whether
like this.
it's a strobe light or a CB, I mean, it's always easier to go from 12-volt to a USB. I have yet to see a USB to a 12-volt adapter. Maybe there are out there, but I've never seen one.
Yep. Well, and you just made a really good point, because I didn't think of strobe lights. Typically, I think of radar detectors, or I think of like a backup camera. And I know you guys have the integrated backup camera system now, so you can put cameras all over your trailer. Right. But some people may have a fifth wheel that they don't want to do that. They have the Furion camera, the wireless camera. It requires that type of connection. And during the presentation earlier, which I did not get on camera, but the GM of Super Duty basically said, you guys are customer obsessed.
Yep.
And removing something like this, as I guess as minor as some people may think it is, that can seriously affect people who have a strobe light they need to put on, who use their vehicle for hot shotting and they need to put an amber, emergency light on, and they need a place to plug it in.
Right. We know our customers don't always adapt to the latest technology quickly. They like to see it proven first. So 12 volts still definitely have their place in the industry, and we are happy we have one in the front and also one in the rear back here too.
That's awesome. So. And you also made another good point now. You said some buyers, they don't adapt to technology. Well, some people just believe if I bought something, why should I have to get rid of it just because my truck can no longer support it?
Exactly.
So they might have a strobe light that they paid $300 for 20 years ago. It's never failed them. They love it. They're never going to get rid of it. Or a small air compressor or something. And why have to get rid of it because the truck removed a feature that was so important to them?
Yeah, I totally agree, right? And that's why we have kept the 12-volt outlet. It's been an addition here that we have, right? I keep an adapter in my truck that has two USBs on it, and I can put whatever I want in those USBs.
Yep.
So,
Same here. Love it. All right, so we're going to start up real quick.
Yep.
So we can get some air going in this truck.
Perfect.
Just check
so
that
we see
out.
our cluster going through, and I think you're going to end up here. Let's hit. I'm going to hit OK.
Sure.
Okay, so you're back into the normal view right now. So you're in a normal drive. I'm sorry, you're in tow haul. Let's put you in normal here, and let's start the whole experience. So pretend you're just hooking your trailer up, right?
Okay.
So you're ending up in normal. We've got our TAC. We've got our diesel measurements, which is one of our new, we call the center display and IOD. And you also have your minor gauges up top of the cluster. So if you want to go into, and we also have the normal HUD up right now. That
Yeah, see it right there.
So I'm going to switch into tow haul since you've taken videos here, and then watch what happens to the HUD. So
that is cool.
Changes, and then now you have the ability. Look what we have now here in the cluster. You can configure your towing view with the information you want.
Oh, that is awesome.
So,
and it's controllable through your steering wheel controls.
And see what that does? It takes your TAC, makes your TAC small, as a small little bar chart. We know TAC is very important for towing.
Oh yeah.
But you have it in your HUD, and you have it down here also. So now it allows you to have trailer information, a light status. We have trailer light check that we can go through here in a minute. Here we have some off-road, which brings you your power distribution. We have a gimbal here for pitch and roll. General measurements. So I love the general measurements and the diesel measurements right here, just to give you additional engine information. So you can actually set it up where you could have this screen on the left-hand side, and in the center you could put this. And if you want additional information, it's all there. Then we have gauges. Right, and then there's just a ton of info where you go back to your TAC if you want a TAC. So I think this is a really neat addition and useful addition to the towing experience to the customer.
Well, what's special about this to me isn't so much that you're providing information that people may not want. What's important to me is that you're providing information that people may really want. And some folks might say that's a lot of information to look at, but if you're going to be using this truck for hot shot, if you're going to be using this truck to tow a lot, there are some things here that you need to be able to manage, because as robust and as strong as this truck is, there are certain things you can do and conditions you can be in where you really want to understand what's going on with the diesel engine,
right,
and the transmission and the engine brake and all of this stuff. So it's really cool that they actually provide this information. But what's also cool is I've been in all the other trucks. This is the most comprehensive display of information that's relevant to towing that I've ever seen. You can't even get into a semi truck and get this type of data. This is giving you true information related to what's going on with your trailer, with your engine, with real-time information that just never has been offered before in the past. This is really it's groundbreaking because of what you're now able to provide the driver from a user towability and driving experience perspective. Absolutely. That is really cool.
Absolutely, and that just goes to show we obsess, right? Many of us here on this program are customers of this truck. We love to tow, we love the truck, we get it, and this is just information that we'd either add aftermarket gauges onto our trucks or we could just provide it here in the cluster. So the other one too that I'm going to show you is, I know driving long distances at night, sometimes the colors and the brightness wears on your eyes after a while. So you can go into my view here, and then we'll go into calm view. It's right here. And then give it 1 second. And boom, it all goes away.
Simplifies everything.
Simplifies it all. So if you know everything's fine on your truck and trailer, your configuration, or you're at night and you just say, hey, I just want to, peaceful and relax, there you go, is your calm view.
Still gives you your fuel, which is good.
And the other part too is, you notice a little trailer under there?
Yeah, I do.
So that's trailer specific fuel economy, which means we have set up here in our towing features, under towing, we have our 30,000 pound pintle set up. And as you accrue mileage on your pintle trailer, it will calculate the fuel economy that the truck recognizes with that trailer, and then it will calculate your distance till empty based on the fuel economy with that trailer. So you don't have to wait for your truck to recognize your trailer, and potentially you're driving down the road and you're getting, say 8 miles per gallon. The truck may think you're still getting 15 or 16 because it didn't have a trailer attached to it before. Mm-hmm. So this helps you with the calculation, and then it gives you a predetermined distance till empty based on what it knows from that trailer.
Wow. It seems like there's so many nuggets that you discover. You can go over a training. It would take you all day to get trained on all this stuff.
That's what we're here to help you for. So the other one, right, so we have trailer light check. I think that's right. We have our trailer light check, so it goes through all the trailer lamps. It goes through it 5 times to allow enough time to go out and verify from the rear of the trailer, allowing the truck to be your wingman, as we call it. You don't need a spotter for that. We have trailer connection notification to allow you if something happens to your trailer, it gets disconnected or you lose your electrical connection. Sway control we've had for a while, and we have maintenance reminders. We'll go through maintenance in 1 second. So we'll go back to towing. We're going to select manage trailers. We'll do this right here at the 30,000 pound pintle. And you'll see we have here our trailer trip. So it has accrued mileage of 31 miles, and that's in that trailer information also. With the fuel economy, you can reset that if for some reason your trailer parameters change significantly. We have our brakes, our brake efforts. This is probably familiar to you with some of your 2017 trucks. Trailer brake controller now is standard on every Super Duty that you can get. So trailer brake gain will be adjustable here. We have a connection alarm. If you disconnect the 7-pin connector at the rear of your trailer, or loses an electrical connection as you've walked away, and your truck is locked and the alarm is on your truck, it will sense that, and after that's disconnected for a few seconds, it will sound the horn and give you an alert on Ford Pass that there's been some tampering with your vehicle. So we have Pro Trailer Backup Assist. We have Trailer Blind Spot. So on a truck with a 5th wheel trailer, we'd have an additional blind spot accessories. You'll see a couple trucks over here that you can mount blind spots on your large 5th wheel trailer, allowing you to use Bliss with your 5th wheel, and it will just illuminate the light right there in the mirror. So we also have smart trailer navigation. So you enter in the parameters of your trailer. We pre-did this for you to save time, and it will give you the best route guidance possible to allow you a stress-free experience for no weight restrictions on bridges, and also know the height of the trailer. For some reason that's at 4 feet. I will go and correct that.
Oh yeah.
And then we have trailer maintenance right here. So trailer maintenance is another cool one. So we have wheel bearings, axle seals, springs, suspension, brake adjustments, brake linings, hubs and drums.
Everything.
Yep, we got it all. And if you click on one of these, you can actually go and set a time interval or a mileage interval depending on when you want to service your brake in your trailer.
Yep, and whenever you're hooked up to that specific trailer, it automatically calculates miles based on that specific trailer.
Right. And say you use the trailer on another truck that doesn't have this, right? You can go back into your settings and adjust the mileage on that trailer to make it so this mileage on your maintenance schedule is up to date. We can also have custom add reminders here, so you can add in a custom reminder to tell you, hey, check the boards on my flatbed trailer.
So something that's interesting about this, and this is going to be its own video because there's just so much we've gone over here before we've even driven, but something that's really interesting is again, during that initial presentation that I didn't film, they talked about how the Super Duty is essentially like a smartphone on wheels now.
Yep.
And where some people would say, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that information. There are some people who are obsessed with that information. It's that important to them that they'll have a smartphone app on their phone or a tablet or a notepad where they keep all of that information written down. And all you've done is you've combined it all into the tool that the person's going to be driving that is performing that work. So when you get in here, you're in an air-conditioned environment. You can set up all your maintenance information. You can set all this up. You can track your trailers, how many miles you're putting on each one of your trailers. What was really cool, and the 30,000K Pinto right here, where he was talking about why you might want to reset that, or why you may want to reset the load, is because you may be a hotshot driver taking an empty trailer somewhere, and then once you load the tractor on the back, or the steel, or the product you throw on the back, the weight of the trailer is now changed. And now you want to be able to change how much the trailer weighs based on whatever you're towing. So very, very, very good use of technology in a truck. And again, it may not be for everyone, but this isn't a truck for everyone. It's a truck for somebody who wants this type of technology. If you don't want this technology, you make an XL version of this truck. Right? We drove one, but you also make it in a crew cab, 4-wheel drive. It's just not going to be loaded with all this tech. It even has a regular key. So those people who hate push-button starts, you can get a regular key. Is it still all the way up to like a base Lariat where you can get a regular key?
I believe we're only on XL with
XL. Okay.
Everything else is push-button at this
point. Okay. So you can still get a regular key. And here's a funny point I'm going to make. An XL truck can be equipped with technology that is 10 times more advanced and better than even a loaded truck from 10 to 15 years ago.
Absolutely, yep.
That is crazy. It comes standard now with what, an 8-inch display up front, and
it is, yep.
You know, and all the tow modes, just everything. It has so much more technology, and you can equip it with more technology than any of those super high trim trucks from 10 and 15 years ago, which is really, really cool.
So here's another one too that I'll just touch on, and this is nothing new, but this is one of the most useful camera views that I have seen as I'm going down the road and I have stuff in the bed of my truck. You ever think somebody loses like a cooler or something on the side of the road, right? This view can stay up here at all times. It's shooting out of the Chimsel camera.
So that's the difference. It can stay up at all times.
This stays up at all times. And I've had an instance where I was looking to make sure that something didn't shift, and I just, boom, instead of looking over your shoulder and trying to see it, you just click on the camera view and it can stay up there at all times.
I call that my towing view. If I have a fifth wheel back there or a gooseneck, you know, the one thing you don't ever want to have happen is something happen to your connection.
Right.
And this gives you the view of that. And then one other thing, and we're going to go to another video after this one where we give you a full like technology overview of the stuff that's on this truck, because it's got so many cool things. It has, of course, your power running boards, all that stuff, but the two big ones right here, your onboard scale and smart hitch. And if you click on onboard scale, again, we're going to give a much more comprehensive kind of video on this technology, but it's so cool because it's literally giving you a scale of how close you are to that maximum payload capacity, which is really nice because that number right there is the door sticker number.
Right. Yep.
So it's not some arbitrary number that they put on. You guys actually put the door sticker number on this scale, so it lets you know how close you are, and obviously we're well under what this truck is actually capable of carrying from an overall perspective, and you can slightly see it moving, which is cool.
It's pretty sensitive, so yeah, if you were to go and jump up and down on the back of the truck, you would see it move.
That is absolutely awesome. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this video up because it's gone on a lot longer than I thought, but in a good way, because there's no way of combining the technology video and a towing video all in the same thing. It'd be like a 2-hour-long video. So guys, if you haven't had a chance, now is a perfect time. Subscribe to the channel so you can check out how this truck tows, and I'm going to give you my impressions on how it handles 30,000 pounds. We'll talk to you again very soon.